Welcome, everybody, to Pick Central. We're live in the Barstool Sportsbook YouTube channel. I guess Brandon Mr. Walker running a little late today after last night's college football national championship, but I know they had unnecessary roughness till 2 or 3 a.m.
Let me preface.
You go ahead.
If I want this on the record, if everything is okay in his personal life and everything's fine, that's crazy. He's not here today. That's all I gotta say. Am I wrong?
It's a big college football day.
It's big. It's the
all
biggest.
Listen, the 3 biggest college football guys of the company, we're all here. We're here.
Clearly.
But again, that's clarifying if he's okay in his personal life, because I don't know I haven't talked to him. But yes, it was a wild game. Started off shitty. In my eyes, it wasn't shitty, but it was what?
No, I'm just fucking pissed.
Yeah, it's bad.
If I'd have had Bama last night, our live stream, because of how intense the game was, that was a fire.
I was just hoping so badly. Obviously, this is selfishly for me because they would have covered, but also for the sake of how electric the stream would have been if Bama had scored on that last drive.
Oh, everyone.
Obviously, I guess before the pick six, I'm saying, like, if they'd scored on that drive. And that 2-point conversion would have been so incredibly electric from a gambling perspective, watching the entire stream just flip. I just love that scenario in gambling where, like, you're obviously, like me and Marty, like Casey, and Rico were on the Bama side, and we're rooting for Bama to score, and then the second they score, now we want them not to get the 2, and everyone who's on Georgia wants them to get the 2 to have life in OT. I just love the way that works sometimes. That's just like electricity when it comes to gambling. And I would have covered. That would have been unreal if they had just not gotten the 2. But unreal game. I mean, listen, I said yesterday, like, I think Georgia was the better team. I do think they are the better team. I won't sit here and say that I wouldn't bet Bama again +3 given the same circumstances. Like, they left a lot of points on the board. They had opportunities to win. Obviously, Jameson Williams.
That's what I was going to get. That's
obviously, you saw how massive it was for the offense. A lot of drop balls. All of a sudden, you're in championship game with a bunch of receivers who have barely played the year. They made some plays. They also dropped a ton of balls. But like I said, I mean, Georgia's the better team. Like, I would say that. But I think that Bama had an opportunity to win that game many times over. But I mean, congrats to Georgia.
I thought the Jameson Williams thing was huge. I mean, he had 5 for 65. He was going off. He torched him in the SEC championship game. And Georgia did not have an answer for him. And you could see that in the first half. And then Bama, it was 9-6 at halftime, but Bama kind of dominated most of that first half. And they left some points out there. They couldn't score in the red zone. I felt like they could have had a bigger lead than they did early because Georgia couldn't do anything on offense in the first half.
No.
They had no running game. They couldn't throw. And they just Bama kind of let them hang around, and then all hell broke.
9-6 at half?
Yes.
Yeah, it was 9-6.
I mean, that should have been at least like 21.
That's why even like we were breaking about, it's like when you kind of mushed it when you were like you feel good. I just feel like I never felt good because of what Mincy just said, where like we were dominating the game and we were not up that much. I was like, I hate this.
You know where I felt good was when the only time I actually felt good was I think it was in the turnover they had, the Alabama's turnover in their own zone. It was like on the 40 or whatever. And
when he threw the pick,
and they got a 3, and then they got a 3 and out right after. I'm like, all right, that's like where Georgia could have dominated or could have got it back. But I mean, the game was awesome. It was down to the wire. It kind of sucked at first. I think I don't really care about I love offense obviously, but the whole game in itself was a very, very good one, and that's why the SEC. Alabama's going to also win next year.
Oh my God,
it's not going to be close.
Well, I think it was good. Look, the thing on college football that runs people off is all the ass kickings. You know, like the NFL, you always have these close games all the time. You know, we saw it last year. What happened to Ohio State? And we see it in the semifinals every year. Mm-hmm. And so it's really good for college football to just have a really competitive title game. But and we certainly saw that last night. That second half got wild. I thought a key play in the game was when Georgia blocked that field goal.
No, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. That for me was like when you get a fumble, when they get the sack fumble, and obviously there was the review, it was questionable. But I think they honestly made the right call after like seeing it a bunch of times and what the call was on the field. I still once they got the ball, I believe it was on the 16-yard line and got no points out of it. I was like, Alabama's in trouble. And then it was literally like clockwork, like right after that bang, Georgia breaks like a 60-yard run, flip the field, score a touchdown, and that just turned the game on its head. Obviously, Bama went and, I believe, they did retake the lead, but still, that like once they get the ball on the 16-yard line on the strip sack, you don't get any points out of it. When you've been in the red zone like 5 times, you got like 12 points or 9 points, whatever it was at the time. I think 9. I was like, that's just disastrous. Like you're not gonna win games against really good teams, kicking field goals and getting no points after all those trips to the red zone. It's just not.
I'll say Stetson Bennett in fourth quarter too, because I mean he looked shaky the whole first half, and then he threw a key play when Bama jumped off sides, because I don't even know if he takes that deep shot.
No, I don't think he would.
But Bama, he knew it was a free play, and he just put it up and he threw a good ball.
It was a great fucking throw.
Yeah, the receiver made a big play, and man, I thought the same thing as you, Ev. I thought Bama was going to go down. So it was 26-18. The way Bryce Young was playing, I mean, even though he threw the pick six, it wasn't his fault. It was more receivers dropping balls. And I thought Bama was going to go down there and score, and there was going to be that 2-point conversion.
I'm just still a huge believer in him. Like like you said, like they like in so many of those drives, he made so many throws that should have been caught, that should have been touchdowns, or should have been first downs when they had to settle for field goals. Like, I think he's going to come out and just fucking tear the league apart next year. He's going to go crazy next year.
Yeah, and the worst part about all this is, like, one, you got to give credit no matter what to Georgia. You give them credit to them. They played. Stetson Bennett came out after that turnover, 4 for 4, 85 yards, whatever, 2 touchdowns or a touchdown. That was
whatever. Basically from the point you called him ugly.
You basically called him ugly. Look at him. He looks ugly.
You called him ugly, and then he didn't.
That's fine.
He completed every pass.
But the thing is, what everyone's going to be talking about now is the asterisks of Williams and Mechie being out.
That's true, but that's football, though, man. People
I understand, and that's why I said you have to give him credit no matter what. But people are going to say that Williams was kind of dicing them up.
Oh,
like
he
they were
was.
going to. Like, you almost have. You don't know. You have no idea how that game ends up with Williams in there.
That's why I let off with, like, and I said it last night. I'm saying it still this morning, that I think I would take Bama +3 over again if we started the same way. But other teams, I think, would get that benefit of the doubt from the public perspective. No one gives a fuck about Bama crying about fucking injuries, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm glad you brought it up, because I literally thought about it in the shower this morning. I was like, any other team, they would actually, like, people would, like, be able to at least be like, all right, like, I hear you, like, injuries, whatever. No one's hearing that shit from Bama.
No one's hearing it.
The only one saying that's going to be saying that going forward is Alabama fans.
But, like, it is fair, because, I mean, even on the catch that he got hurt, like, that's that drive. Like, he was making that drive, and, like, he could have actually turned that up. It was a disgusting injury. But, like, it was just you have to say it, because that's
I'm admitting it. I had Georgia. He was told, look, I had on this show yesterday, I said Georgia's going to bracket Jameson Williams, and his over-under of 118.5 is ridiculous. He was going to hit the damn thing in the first half.
That's a bet.
He had 65 yards.
That's like the middle of the second quarter.
You bet on Georgia, like, as a person, you're like, fuck, that really does suck. Like, I feel bad for the kid. Like, it's national championship. It's like, oh, it's not a bad thing for you bet.
No, I got heat on Twitter because I always put my wins and losses up, and I put a check by Jameson Williams under, and they're like, you're a sick bastard celebrating the dude's torn ACL. Like, I'm not.
It's a win that you won. Like, it's a win.
I put up my losses too.
As a human being, you're like, that sucks.
No.
Like, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Someone remind me in the show to bring up the Draymond Green thing. I need to talk about that.
I don't know. Let's switching gears. We have some Barstool stuff to talk about. Dave just came out with a ruling on the Rico thing on Twitter. So one of our great
he's called
co-host, our guy Rico.
Can we like play Dave's video on this show?
Yeah. And do we have the footage of Rico?
We're doing the original.
Let's set it up. Whatever, TJ, whatever you want to do.
I came in around 10:35, 10:40. I got a text from Tommy being like, "Holy fuck!" And you never know what that means. So let me preface: what Rico did, you can't do. Fact. No matter what. This is one of my best friends here. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. You can't do it. You gotta get your emotions in control.
For people that don't know what happened.
Yeah. So this is what.
Do something about this? No, I mean, it didn't hit you. I don't know what we could do. Terry's out of control.
What happened, Big T?
I mean, this fucking psychopath threw a full high noon can over here. He dented the can. He threw it so hard.
Wow.
If that, I could have had a serious brain injury. I mean, Terrence has lost it. I don't know how many motherfucking times, because this one's going right in your fucking face. You understand that? Do you fucking understand? I'll fucking run right through you. You stupid fuck. How many fucking times? How many? Stop.
So he threw a high noon can, which again, dangerous. Can't do that. We're at work. People forget this is work sometimes. Can't do that.
I do forget it quite often.
Yeah, I forget it is
just
too.
Just like this is a real workplace.
I forget as well.
This is a business.
Like if you think about doing that,
we make money here.
Imagine doing that thing. You're an accounting job. You're gone
in the cube. Just turn around.
I can tell you, my old sports radio job in Louisiana, that would be.
Yeah.
That would.
So,
I mean,
only defense he has some things going on. He does get a lot of shit here from. He's a lot of mental warfare. So I think he's Yeah, he's left. He's suspended for a month. We'll want to play Dave's video when you have a chance. But yeah, big.
Okay, real quick here before I take off, heading back to Florida. The Rico Bosco incident. As the commissioner, jury, judge, executioner of my guys and the content, the attack on Big T, here's what we're doing. It's a serious thing. Yeah, we can laugh because Rico's a psycho. But we can't have that in the office. We just can't have it. So here's the punishment. Effective immediately, 1 month suspension for Rico, all Barstool activities, no part in any of them. Court ordered anger management therapy that he must attend, and an apology to Big T and a zero tolerance policy on it. If he threatens any violence ever again, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So that's it. 1 month suspension effective immediately, anger management therapy must attend, apology, and a zero tolerance policy. That is the court's decision, and it is final. Can't have it. Can't win with it. Can't win with it. Can't win with it.
What I got from that video, Dave is so fucking rich.
Yeah, he's
Did
on
you
a
see his jacket? Whatever.
on his jet, on the plane.
Two things about his fit. Well, actually, three. I'll say that. I like the jacket. I like the scarf. Also, very funny. He's wearing a "Don't Mess with Tico, Texas" T-shirt. I don't know if you caught that.
I did not see that. That's amazing.
I know that star when I see it. Yeah, I know that star.
That's amazing. But yeah, I mean, Rico, you can't do it. So he's gone for a month. Hopefully he gets
what's going to happen for Bench Mob?
Big Cat's filling in. So that's not going to probably help him because our numbers are probably going to go up a little bit. But Big Cat's filling in on Wednesdays. Jerry will fill in sometimes. But yeah, we'll figure out. I mean, he needs to get his mental in. You know, he's got to get his mental.
So what led to all that? I know he's been on a bad.
To be honest, it's a lot to do. Like Dave and Dan do go at him a lot, and I think he's struggling with. They put us down sometimes in his eyes, where they do put us down, and like it gets the public against us, and we're trying to build something, which I understand, but he doesn't know how to get. Dan said this, like when we were asking for tickets in Ann Arbor. First of all, we had tickets. We were just asking for 2 more for our producers. Regardless, doesn't matter. Dave told him, "Hey, Rico, I have like free movie tickets, and I have a free coupon for a sub." We should have went to the. I didn't know this happened. He should have told us. We should have went to the movies and like went with the joke. Only way to get work with them, and when they're doing that, you have to just go with it because they're people love them. I don't know what to say.
You got to roll with the punches.
He's got to roll with it. But I do get it from a little bit from his standpoint, but I think it all just started meshing together with probably some family things or your personal life coming into that. It happens.
Cold streak of gambling.
Yeah. Being 8-33 doesn't help either.
The one thing I will say on Rico's defense, I mean, I'm sympathetic to when Big T says his real name when he doesn't want that mentioned. Like, I respect that. If Rico doesn't want that mentioned, then I'm not going to mention that as his coworker.
There's one thing.
I'm sympathetic to that.
Big T knew what he was doing, but Big T, like, it still doesn't matter. Like, I don't, like, he can't throw something that.
No, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, no, I know.
I know, but that's just one of those things. We're in the public eye, and if he doesn't want that out, then I respect
People
his
don't
wishes.
know. Sometimes it get things fuck with your head here. But it's the best place to work, and you can't fucking do that.
You can't be humming High Noon
No, fucking Roger Clemens.
Damn. Yeah, that's a wild scene to start the morning. But we did have a fun stream last night. It was a huge party in Athens, Georgia. First title in 42 years. We'll look ahead to next year's odds. We'll talk some NFL playoffs. I want to get Marty, I agree with you, though. Let's get the phone lines going.
Yeah.
I'm going to get TJ to put the number up.
Can we talk about this real fast? So I saw this. So Clay came back Sunday.
Yes, the Draymond Green thing. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so I saw this. I can't believe I may have missed it. I saw this morning. It's so Shams. Shams came out with a tweet maybe 5-10 minutes before the Warriors game that they were going to have Draymond Green start the game and have him come out of the game for Clay so everyone give him a standing ovation, blah, blah, blah. But Draymond Green had a bunch of props that people were taking alternate lines on, hammering it when they saw that, and bet it right before the game. So Draymond started. The Cavs knew what was happening, and they told him before the game, Draymond Green fouled him, didn't play for the rest of the game because he was hurt. So they had him come in so they could.
So just take all his unders.
So everyone took their alternate unders, everything. And we're hammering it.
So I don't. Do the books honor it?
I think that's what the question is. Our book's going to honor it.
I think they've got some grounds to stand on that too here.
At this point, you know already.
Yeah, I don't know if it happened with ours. I don't know if I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything with ours.
Wait, but Clay started though.
Are you sure he started? Regardless, it doesn't no matter what they Shams.
I thought so.
Shams' tweet said Draymond Green is going to start. But foul right away. It literally told everyone that he's not going to play for the rest of the game.
So I guess I didn't see the opening tip, but I know for a fact Clay scored the second.
Yeah, it was 6 seconds. After.
I'm pretty sure they announced it with the starting lineup though.
Let me.
Because I'm pretty sure what they did was when they announced starting lineup, he was the last guy that went, so everyone went nuts. And then I know when he scored the Warriors' first basket, and it was 2-2.
No matter
he scored to make it 2-2.
I'm not sure if he didn't start or whatever.
The way I saw the clip, the way they announced him, it looked like he was in the starting lineup. They made a whole thing about it. He went last.
So maybe they fouled him. I don't know. For some reason, Draymond was. I don't know if someone could find Shams' tweet. It was
maybe after he did that, maybe they didn't do it because of. I don't know. I mean,
I have
that'd
no
be
idea.
nuts to think that legitimately gambling had an impact on them doing that or not.
I mean, it was literally it was 7 seconds, and I mean, I hate to give this guy any credit because he sucks, but it's that Trent guy.
Oh, fucking yeah.
But he made a video on it, and I saw it on TikTok, and it was crazy. I don't know if you can really.
That's a wild situation. Whenever there's info out like that, I wouldn't be surprised to see the books not honor it because if that info's out and people are on those alternates, they're not going to be very happy about that. Are y'all trying to pull this up?
I'm going to pull out and see just if he started or not.
Okay, fair enough. Well, while y'all are looking for that, I will say the world's better when Alabama's not the defending champion.
Fucking A.
That's my thing in sports. I say this all the time. Look. I just want everybody to get to win at some point. And when you have a team winning 6 national titles in 13 years, it's what do their fans do to deserve that? Literally, what? It's just not. When Georgia wins it or LSU wins it at 19 or when Ohio State won it 4, whatever. It's just good for other teams to win just for the parity of the sport because there really isn't much.
Both were true.
Both were true?
Clay started. But Draymond did. He literally just fouled 7 seconds in the game.
Yeah, I knew that was a fact.
And just took himself out. That did happen, but Clay started.
What do y'all think about?
He's literally listed the starting lineup.
What do y'all think of Draymond? Isn't he hurt? I don't know. That's just a little weirdly ethical, right?
I don't get why.
Now if
why's he
Clay
making
started,
that about himself?
What's the point? Is it to keep some starting game streak alive? What's the?
It was supposedly 4.
What's the reason? If Clay has nothing, because Clay started. So if he has nothing to do with it,
I'm finding this tweet.
I don't know. The whole thing is very bizarre.
You guys keep talking.
Very bad.
Imagine.
Okay, Warriors say Draymond Green will be on the court for opening tip versus Cavaliers to honor Klay Thompson, but will not participate in the remainder of the game due to left calf tightness he experienced during pregame warm-up. That's before the game.
So that was out there.
That was out there like 5-10 minutes before
the books
the game.
didn't adjust. I guess the books just.
I mean, it's probably like so quick.
Yeah, and there's all these algorithms and computers that are just designed to just like within a split second.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's fucking crazy.
See, I'm always going to be pro the man, so I think they should pay those motherfuckers out.
No, look, they make plenty of money too.
That's what I'm saying. If you want me to sit here and feel bad for the $1 billion fucking bookmakers, I'm not the guy. I want to see the guy who's betting fucking $100 on it make some money.
No, and I saw some slips, and it was like people were not betting 100; they were betting like
I would too,
line,
for
like
sure.
$5,000 to win $80,000.
I would see. Fuck it, let him hit.
It's tough.
That's
tough.
where it gets annoying because like the guy that because I mean it's like it's not one of those things like it's where you're gonna like obviously you're not gonna cash some void like it's all or nothing.
Yeah, it's an interesting story though.
That's fucking genius.
Yeah.
If you saw that,
I wish I saw that tweet.
I wish I did too.
Wish I followed.
Because I would love to be in a position to be like, pay me out.
Yeah. Oh, I'd
Like,
love that.
pay me out.
I made a bet. I saw it. Like I should do it.
I had some kid this year who, it was whoever Miami played in their bowl game. I forget who they played. He was like best friends with like the second best receiver, and literally like they never said anything. No news that he just wasn't playing. So he literally DM'd it to me, and literally showed me screenshots of texting him like I'm not playing. So I just hammered his under, but they just voided it because he just didn't. If you're
they voided if they don't play.
If you don't play, they just
if you're
don't.
not
Not playing makes
and that gives it. You can understand that being in the fine print.
This kid, Andrew Ulrich, just DM'd me saying like Draymond started because he started the game when Clay tore his ACL.
What do you think about Draymond?
He didn't die, bro. Like
I don't know why Draymond needs to be like
him honoring.
I don't think him not honoring him. He's taken away from Clay coming back. It's like making it about him.
Yeah,
I guess I see it more just like that's like there's the core of like that team that won the championships.
That's true. No, that's fair.
It's like his boy. Like he's literally set out 2 full seasons. He's been through a lot. I got
another DM. That is true. If they're not honoring the people that bet the unders, they have to refund the overs, guys. Correct?
They should because
they should
because that'd be bullshit. That'd be such bullshit if you bet the over and then they're not honoring either side.
Yeah, you either lose the overs or
you have to void both.
There's probably a lot of overs.
If you're going to void the unders, you have to void both. In my opinion, that'd be some like snake oil salesman bullshit. If you're like voiding unders and then like not, and you're like putting losers on overs.
Brandon just texted me. He wants me to ask you guys if you're good for a $2,000 lunch with Stu Feiner tomorrow.
Yes.
Stu, hit us up. I believe we're going to do it after Pick Central.
Love it. I might put on some jeans tomorrow. First time wearing jeans in a while.
Yeah. This is how long has this meal been talked? This meal's been getting talked about since I got hired at Barstool 14 or 15 months ago.
I'm excited. A nice lunch with Uncle Stu.
Yeah. Stu at Georgia massive last night too, so he's probably. I feel like he's in good spirits today. I believe.
Get some extra apps, boys.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to getting out and checking out one of New York's finest restaurants. We're going to take some calls, too, but before we do that, let's talk about Marty's favorite work attire, Klutz Clothing. Guys, work attire has changed. The days of wearing uncomfortable office attire are over. Just look at us. Of course, we're chilling. Suits and ties are a thing of the past, and I think we're all very happy about that. But what are we supposed to wear instead? Well, that's the problem Stephen Braley set out to solve when he started a company called Cuts. In 2016, Stephen set out to create clothes ready for every occasion the modern man faces, and he started by reinventing the T-shirt. The signature buttery soft custom-engineered Pika Pro Tribalin Tee is a bold new take on a classic design, combining the ultimate blend of high-quality cotton, polyester, and spandex. GQ magazine has even called it the only shirt worth wearing. With a minimalist design that's professional enough for the office, yet comfortable enough for a night out, Cuts combines versatility with style, so you have the perfect look no matter the occasion. Cuts Clothing is work leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/picks. That's cutsclothing.com/picks for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing with Cuts Clothing. And we're going to take some calls now. Let's take one from Dylan. What's up, Dylan? You are on the air on Pick Central. How are you?
Is it me?
Yep.
I didn't even talk to TJ or anything. Oh, what's going on?
Not it, man. What's on your mind?
I just want to talk to Big Ev about them Bills. I haven't called in 3 weeks. How about them Bills?
How about them Bills? They fought back. Listen. I give credit when it's due. They fought back. They played well. They responded. It's going to be this. They honestly, to me, probably have the most like fascinating game of the wildcard weekend. Where
I agree.
I think their game is the one that
they're in the worst spot.
They're on either. I'm from a gambling perspective. That's the game. Like I feel like as it sit right here, right now, I have no feel for, and probably have the least feel, because I think I wouldn't be shocked if the Bills blew them out. I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots pulled an upset like this.
It's my favorite game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the most like I think going to be like maybe the best game.
Yeah, they somehow got the 3, but yet I'd rather be the 4 and play the Raiders, or the 2 and play the Steelers. But whatever. And yesterday, I had Georgia to win the winning margin 7-12.
What were the odds on that?
That pick 6 killed me. Well, it was boosted on a different sports book that we're not gonna throw out there.
Of course not. There's only one sports book.
It was plus 600, so I had to get on that.
Brandon Walker had the Georgia alternate line on that pick 6. I mean, talk about that. No chance to win that. We'll talk about pulling.
And before you let me go, is Marty in there?
Marty's here.
Yes. Uh-oh.
How was that quesarito a couple months back?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
you were there?
Oh, that was me.
What was you?
That Venmo.
Oh, you Venmo'd me?
That was me.
Oh, thank you, pal. I actually got a quesarito with it, too.
Your boy Dylan, Marty.
Dylan, what a good guy. Thank you, pal.
When a brother's down.
That's so nice of you.
Yeah, that's a nice gesture.
Great talk.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Thanks for the call.
Thanks, pal.
I'll let you guys go, though.
I want to touch on before we take this next call, this Pats-Bills game. Just what do y'all think on the gambling side of it? Because the Bills, I actually thought the Bills might be 5.5 or 6, because Vegas has such a strong power ranking on Buffalo, and it opened at 4, which made me think Vegas likes New England a little bit. But am I wrong? But
I don't hate your logic. Like I said to him, for me, it's like the one that I probably have the least feel on the board. Like I really I think that is the toughest game from a gambling perspective, because like I just said, it really could go any way. I wouldn't be shocked by it. I feel like a lot of other games, I have some feel. I like a lot of dogs in the wild card weekend.
Usually the wild card weekend unders are a thing, because like all year the games are higher scoring, and then you see it flip that first playoff weekend to a lot of unders.
Especially with these two teams, like they've already played twice. Like we've seen, obviously,
they know everything about
the crazy game with the wind, and then the Bills kind of like beat the shit out of them the next time in New England. I think the Bills are a better football team. Like I believe that firmly, but that doesn't really mean anything when it comes to playoffs and Bill Belichick and all that.
New England's always been notorious for holding tricks back for the playoffs too. Like a lot of teams, I know have you said a lot how they may have peaked 4 or 5 weeks ago this year, but like I feel like notoriously Belichick and New England like hold all kinds of bags. This is
the week that like Jacoby Myers throws a touchdown pass.
Yeah, exactly. You see
and like something crazy. Like they do a little play they used to do with Edelman, like throw the screen and then throw it deep to like Aguilar or something streaking down the field. Like this is a tough game. This really is the toughest game.
The unnamed sports books are grading it as a win.
Someone DM'd me that to a certain one that.
Yeah.
But I was seeing I think there might have been some caps on it though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that had
the guy. I know I read one. He mentioned there was some caps and there was also some. I think people who had it in parlays were getting fucked.
Oh, okay.
Like I saw a few people post having like his over in parlays and that it getting graded as a loss.
All right, let's go.
I want to take
All right, we're going to go to Robert in South Carolina. He's going to talk some college football. What's up, Robert? You're on Pick Central.
Hey, how are y'all doing?
Doing good. Any world where Bama's not the champion, I'm good.
Yeah, but down south, Mints, it's like no college football for 8 months. There's no sports in the South. You know how baseball.
Oh man, college baseball is about to be monster. Come on, SEC basketball. True. SEC basketball's pick ass Marty. SEC basketball's becoming has really gotten better.
Big night tonight. Gotten better. It's
Auburn Bama. We're gonna talk about that. Auburn Bama.
It's the best conference.
I got 2 quick questions. I guess for Ev. I'm a Notre Dame fan. And does Ev look at the Notre Dame game like we have to win, or is it kind of irrelevant because you still have to go through the Big Ten and win the Big Ten title in the playoffs? And would you all say Clemson's in the same boat, or does Clemson need to beat Notre Dame, and still win the ACC to make the playoffs? I'm trying to say, Ohio State lose and still make the playoffs, but Clemson needs to win.
I think that's fair.
Yeah, they're kind of in the similar spot that it was like with Oregon this year. Like if we were going to lose, if Ohio State was going to lose a game, I'd want it to be the Notre Dame game. Just based off that, like what's first game of the year, if they ran the table after that, they'd still be in. And like I think they could lose. I mean, if they beat Notre Dame, it's a nice resume booster for maybe if you drop one in Big Ten play or something, you could still find a way to get it. So. Yeah, obviously, I'd like to win all the games, and obviously, in this year specifically, I have to admit I've developed such a hatred for Notre Dame this year. I think their fans are the worst, and I'm sure many would say that about Ohio State fans. But
yeah,
sure.
So you're excited about that game?
And obviously now Marcus Freeman's the head coach of Notre Dame. He's an Ohio State legend, so there's going to be a lot of that built into it, which is going to be awesome. I mean, we're going to have a good team. They're going to have a good team. That's going to be an awesome Week 1 game.
No, I love that they're playing. Ohio State's now they won the title and they lost to VTech or Virginia Tech earlier because they hate when I say VTech. And then they made the playoffs, they would have made the playoffs if they beat Michigan this year.
Yeah.
So you can lose early.
What's his name gone? The quarterback?
Who?
CJ Stroud's back.
No.
Jack Cohn?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
he's
think
gone?
so, yeah.
I mean, I feel like he's been around for a while.
Their quarterbacks behind are good.
Yeah.
They played some. I think Buchner's one or Buckner and Pine.
Pine was good for that.
They got a couple. They got a couple guys there that are pretty good. They'll be a good team again.
Of course.
Their tight ends are fucking. Yo, I'm telling you, their tight ends literally like Gronk.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's
his name's Mayer. Yo, I'm telling you that he's unbelievable. He's so big and athletic. He's a monster.
Do you think the SEC is now kind of good at basketball? Stay with me here, because they've already made as much money as you pretty much can. They figured out the football thing. Now they're looking for almost other revenues, and like basketball is where they can do it and give them more.
I'll tell you what happened. Mike Slive, the old school legendary SEC commissioner. This was like 10 years ago in Destin. They had their SEC meetings, yearly meetings. They had just gotten the SEC network money flowing in, so everybody's got more money. Even like the bottom feeders get a big piece of that. And he laid it out on him. He's like, this basketball in this conference, other than Kentucky and Florida at that point, is a joke. And y'all have got all this money. Y'all got to take this more seriously for the good of the conference. And then you saw all these programs have reinvested now. And just look at the coaches that are there, though. Back in the day, you didn't have, now you got Rick Barnes and Bruce Pearl and Nate Oates and Will Wade and Musselman. You got some real heavy hitter coaches. And back in the day, SEC basketball was literally Kentucky and then what Billy Donovan was doing at Florida, and then you'd have one or two other teams make the tournament. Randomly.
Will Wade said this too. It's kind of funny though, where it's like a lot of the SEC teams and coaches do kind of root against Kentucky because of like how great they are. He's like, I root for Kentucky because no matter what, even if you think about it last year, you think the SEC was kind of down last year because Kentucky sucked, even though it wasn't. Like when Kentucky's really good, you're like, holy shit, the SEC is good this year. But even like no matter what, like if Kentucky was bad this year, it kind of you're just kind of like, oh, like the SEC might be a little bit down. It's weird to think about, but
it's true. Just on like the hype swing of like the blue bloods.
Yeah,
like it's like Duke's like
it's
falls.
Like Bama's down
when they lose a game, it's like you're just like they stink.
Yeah, exactly.
And when they win a big one, you're like, oh, like they're fucking.
They're so
like
bad.
when Duke beat Gonzaga, I was like, they're gonna fucking run away with the national title.
Yeah.
Like the swings are so big, like emotionally with those,
especially the national programs, because the games are such a big deal.
Like they're just it's just like a big thing. To answer your question, I would say 100% football's had a big impact on it.
1,000%.
I think
right?
so.
Yeah,
it has to. It's
like they kind of figured that all out. Let's get to basketball now.
Yeah,
we're gonna go to our main man Mark in Philly to talk college basketball. What's up, Mark? How are you? You're on Pick Central.
What's up, fellas? Thanks for taking my call. With football winding down, it's time to focus on basketball, and I'm actually going to talk NBA for a second. NBA underdogs have been really good recently. It seems like so many games are coming down to a game winner or overtime, and that's benefited the dogs. I'm looking at a couple dogs tonight. In the NBA, I'll take the Thunder plus 9.5 at the Wizards. OKC is 24-13 against the spread as a dog, and keep a lot of games closer than you'd think. And then staying in the state of Oklahoma, I like Oklahoma plus 7 and team total over 59.5 at Texas. Oklahoma's 3-0 as a dog, and Oklahoma has scored 60-plus in 14 of their 15 games. I think they break 60 and cover plus 7.
I like it. Are you on Texas at all?
Yeah, I'm on Texas.
I wasn't sure on that one. The game I'm going to talk about is this Auburn-Bama game, because Bama, they had the huge win at Florida last week, and they got caught looking ahead. They had Auburn coming in a few days later. They were playing a just crappy Missouri team that had lost their last two games by like 26 each. and then they lost as a 13.5-point favorite. I think Bama's in a bounce back spot tonight.
Let me say something. I'm the Auburn guy. Before the season, I said Auburn's going to win the SEC. People kind of scoffed at me. I think tonight is a scary spot for Auburn. I'm betting Auburn, but it's because now Auburn's on the map. The number 4 in the country. Everyone is now being like, and everyone now is like, all right, they are a national championship type team. The problem is, Bama losing to Mizzou right there fucking sucks for me because now I think that Alabama's going to, and they're -3 tonight too.
I've honestly been partly just. I feel like I've actually had a good feel on Bama this year. I've been on and off them in the.
You were on the Memphis one.
I was on them the last time. Whoever was against Florida, I was on them too, and that was like a reverse. Like people were on Florida.
Yeah, I was.
I like Bama tonight. They're actually not on my card. They might end up on my card. They're not right now.
So I have Auburn tonight. One, just because they're my team that I've been kind of on this year, but two, I genuinely think that they are just not a way better team, but they are more athletic. Their guard play is pretty similar, and this Auburn's bigger, which I am worried for Alabama with like rebounding and stuff tonight. But I'm sticking with Auburn because you give them points. I really do think Auburn's the best team in the country.
How good do you think of Jabari Smith, the freshman?
He's fucking unbelievable. Yeah, they're just so good. And Bruce Pearl, I actually like Bruce Pearl.
I do too.
He's just a funny guy and just
he makes the game more interesting.
Yeah,
and his teams always play a wild style.
He's a sweaty bastard.
They always play like fun style.
Yeah, so I mean tonight's gonna be. I'm glad it's at 9. It's gonna be a fucking awesome game.
Honestly, the game
it's a great slate tonight.
The game that I really like for the reverse fading off of a big win. I love West Virginia tonight. They're at home laying 3 against Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Oklahoma State just knocked off Texas at home. I think it's such a there's a fade 'em spot on the road.
West Virginia's got great home.
I think 3. They're great at home. I think 3 short. I think this line should be
I actually love that bet.
I'm gonna add that to my.
Please,
I like
that's at 9. I love West Virginia.
There's
love West Virginia.
Another game too, which is confusing because I think Shannon's and McCollum's still out for Texas Tech.
Yeah.
McCullers, sorry. I think they're still out. I'm guessing they are.
I think so.
But they just had a huge win, obviously, without them at home against Kansas. They play Baylor tonight at they're +12.
Yeah, I saw a big line.
Which almost if it was 7, I would like. I'm almost thinking about changing my bet because I'm on Texas Tech because I'm a believer in them. But it's so big, I almost kind of like Baylor. You know what I mean?
I thought Iowa State Kansas looked similar too.
I was gonna say the same
I got
thing.
Kansas on my card because it's so
Kansas.
high.
Iowa State +13.
Yeah, I got Kansas.
Besides they fucked me the last game against Oklahoma, they were winning the whole game and then didn't cover 6.5. Iowa State's been so good to me betting wise this year. I've been on the train all year, and I saw that today. I'm 13.
Yeah,
but Kansas is such I think I'm just not gonna play either side, but.
No.
I mean, it's screaming Kansas wins by 25.
After that loss, too, bro.
That's what I'm saying. It's screaming Kansas going to win.
And it's almost
20,
now you start to think because Iowa State, who'd they just lose to? They just lost to someone.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, pretty handily. It's all right now.
Well, no, but they were winning. They were 6.5-point dogs. The line made no sense. A ranked team, the number
so Iowa State basically still got a bad power rating. Maybe is what's going on.
Vegas is giving them no respect.
I think
Vegas giving them no respect.
I think a lot of people do think they're a Fugazi top 25 team, and now, especially if they get blown out tonight, people are going to keep thinking that. So it's interesting. But college basketball, it's pretty much college basketball time. I know it's NFL playoffs, but
this is when I'm about now the conference plays
no
really
Thursday night games and
conference
stuff anymore.
plays cranking up now.
Exactly.
All right, let's get to Zach. He's wants to talk from Maryland. Let's talk NFL Wildcard. What's up, Zach? You're on Pick Central.
Hey, boys, how's it going?
It's good. It's very good.
Just wanted to get your guys' opinion on what underdog do we think is most likely to win on Wildcard weekend? Pats against the Bills, maybe 49ers against the Cowboys, Cardinals against the Rams. I mean, last year we had 4 lower seeds advance in the wild card weekend, so maybe we get all these 3 win. Who do you guys think? Who you taking?
I got a couple of points on this. The Cardinals have been spectacular on the road and shaky at home this year. Have y'all seen their home road splits? Yeah. It's very weird. The Rams, the road team won both games too. So, I mean, that one almost feels like I wouldn't be surprised by anything. Stafford, was playing so well, but, man, so inconsistent down the stretch. He has 7 interceptions the last 3 weeks.
I know.
So I don't know what to think on that front. I think Cam Akers will be featured. And then the Niners are the one I'm really looking at because I think that's a rat line. I thought Dallas would be 4.5 or 5, and it came out at 3. And so that got me looking at that. What do y'all think?
That's when I love the Niners so much. I've been saying for a while that I think they're like a dangerous playoff team, just their style of play. I'm very curious how the public is going to react to that game because I just feel like a lot of people are going to want to grab the 3 in the hook, even though, like you said, it seems a little short. Like Dallas, like obviously they've had games where they've looked great, but they've had some like games where they've been like, eh. I like the Niners. I think definitely can win outright, just their style of play.
I think that the Cowboys are going to be a like public.
I do too.
I think so too.
They always are.
I think me just mentally, just like I've just shown the Niners so much love. They've been good to me too. Honestly, the game that I love that I don't know if they can win. I love the Eagles catching 9. I said it yesterday. I'll say it again. I love the Eagles catching 9. I just think they're going to play gritty, like just play a scrappy game. I just don't think the Bucs obviously like it's Brady, everything. Get it, totally get it. 9 points is a lot in a playoff game. Like last year Heineke went up and they gave him a hell of a game.
They lost 31-23. Yeah, I remember it.
Like I just think the Eagles, I just think their defense is good enough that they can stay and they can run the ball. They can stay within this number.
That's my only thing is that the Bucs have such a good run D.
I know. That's the X factor.
They have a crappy pass D, but can the Eagles, Devontae Smith, and the tight ends exploit it because the Eagles are such a design?
I'm Raiders this weekend.
I don't hate it.
I'm on the other one on that one.
I think that's lot of hype right now around the Bengals.
The Bengals are 0-7. So the Bengals playoff stats. Last 7, they're 0-7 since 1990. The last Bengals playoff win was the Bo Jackson hip injury.
Jesus Christ.
It's like the curse of the Bo. It's 32 years ago.
That's insane.
But it does remind me.
The Raiders.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
yeah.
Bo Jackson was a Raider.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't even think of that. But it reminds me the Chiefs had a really bad stretch like that until they got Mahomes. They lost all their
that's what I was going to counter
Burrow
with.
kind of seems like
you're talking like everything you're talking about is a Dalton.
Yeah, exactly. Or Carson Palmer.
What's his name?
Or AJ McCarron.
The head coach. What the fuck is his name?
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis. I was going to say Marvin Jones. Like I feel like all that's been kind of with them. So
that's just
I'll give Joey B the benefit of the doubt.
I just can't go against Burrow,
which is fine. Yeah, and if it's just like think gambling brain. They have so much hype. They just fucking beat the Chiefs. They look great. And then the Raiders are kind of skated their way in, but like they beat the Chargers with a great way.
They went to Indy the week before and won an 8-point
exactly.
underdog.
So it's
went to Dallas and won.
Yeah.
No, and the thing with the Raiders, you got to give them credit with what happened to Gruden and Henry Ruggs. The fact that they fall back, Bisaccia deserves. I mean, the amount of credit, like all the crap that happened to them this season to make the playoffs is.
He's at an all-time interim coach run.
Yeah, I feel like he's got.
I think the Raiders +6 is the play. I really do.
I do too.
The Raiders are scrappy.
All right, we got Joe in New Jersey. Want to talk college basketball? What's up, Joe? You're on Pick Central.
What's up, buddy? This is Joe Kidd from Jersey. Pleasure to be on with the King of the South.
Thank you.
Wanted to talk before I get into my college basketball pick. Wanted to take a moment of silence for the chat. The ultimate square, fraud and Philly Mark, gave us all Alabama for a max play. Tough day in the chat today. Anyway, college basketball tonight. Big selection. I'm rolling with Vanderbilt at home +7 versus Kentucky. Kentucky's had 3 scheduled road games this year. At Notre Dame, loser. At Ohio State, canceled. At LSU, loser. Vanderbilt's not on par with those 3 teams, but at home they get the job done and cover the 7 points. What do you guys think?
Joe, it's on my card, brother.
I'll say this. Vandy has a weird.
It's on my card.
Have y'all seen Vandy's gym? It's like
it's elevated.
It's elevated, and then the benches are like on the baseline.
You have to coach from the baseline.
It is a weird ass place to go as a road team.
It is.
It is like really just. It's just
Pippen is
really fucking
really good. I think he was preseason player, like projected player of the year, and it's in the SEC. It's like. I don't hate the pick.
Yeah, I'm on my side. It's pretty sharp over there.
I'm on Kentucky, so it's probably good for you at the moment. But like,
yeah, we're counting our money.
So now I hope you lose.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me on.
I like the analogy.
It stood out to me right away because I feel like they've been like they've always been a team the last couple of years, especially with like Scotty, that I've kind of liked to take in these like weird spots where, because I saw the line was 8. It was actually one of those beautiful moments where I literally was locking into this morning at 8, and it literally switched to 8.5 like as I was locking in, so I got 8.5. I don't know where it sits right this second, but
that's a brutal place to coach because it's like in such a good area. It's great, but it's like so hard with
it's hard to
grades
win there.
And shit.
Yeah.
Like people like the enrollment. Like if I was the coach, I'm like, hey, can you let kids in? Can we let them in? Not have
Just
to have a
give me some wiggle room.
Give me some wiggle room for the like. It's hard to like. These kids don't want to fucking go to class like that.
One of the smartest kids in my town went to Vanderbilt.
Yeah, it's a tough
Shout
school to get into.
My mom graduated.
Shout out Jason Bassler, good guy.
She's much smarter than
Yep.
She's much smarter than I am. All right, let's go to. We got a call from Adam in Mississippi. What's up, man? You're on Pick Central.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you?
I want to talk about the New Orleans Saints, Mincy.
Okay.
What a heartbreaker that was.
Oh,
the only time in my life that I've ever wanted the Rams to win a football game, I'm looking at the score during the first quarter. So they're up 17-0. I'm like, good. All we got to do is beat the Falcons and we're in. So Taysom Hill goes down in the second quarter. In comes Trevor Siemian, who was fucking lights out, looked great for the first time in his career. Saints win. I look at the score. It's 17-17 in Los Angeles. I'm thinking, how can this happen to me? So what the fuck happened to the Rams, and what are the Saints going to do moving forward?
All right, it was heartbreaking to watch. The only solace I took in as a Saints fan was after Hill went down. I didn't think there was any way they could win on the road with Simeon in the playoffs. That's what I was telling myself to talk myself off the ledge. And now Hill's out 6 to 9 months. Man, the Rams blew that. The Niners ran it down their throats. I mean, straight up, the Niners with Kyle Shanahan played big boy football with Elijah Mitchell and did a great job getting the ball to Deebo Samuel. And their defensive line beat the crap out of the Rams O-line, and Stafford kind of melted down because of it. And the Niners deserved to win the game the way the second half's played. It sucks. It is what it is. I hated it, and I hate the Rams.
So it's crazy. The NFC West has this weird round-robin thing where they all just, like, have certain matchups that they just, like, always beat each other in.
Niners always beat the Rams.
The Niners always beat the Rams. But another one that goes into Wildcard weekend, they lost to them early in the year, but the Rams always beat the Cardinals. Literally until that first game early in the year when they beat the shit out of them in L.A., they always beat the Cardinals. That's right. And I think people are going to be so down on the Rams after that game. I think the Rams could end up being I think the Cardinals could be a public dog is what the reverse of what I'm saying. Like, I think the Rams could be almost be like the kind of like favorite dogs, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just bring it back. Shannon and McCullers are game time decisions.
Interesting.
So that usually I feel like means like they're gonna play.
They'd almost like take. I wonder like how much that would change the line.
I think it would. I think at least 4 points.
You think that
down.
many?
I think it'd go down to like 8 because Shannon's like their best player.
He is good. Yeah.
All right, let's take a couple more, and then we're going to get to our picks. We got a call from Christian about NFL. What's up, man? Christian, how are you?
Hey, guys. So I was dabbling in some 3-cheer this weekend, watching NFL football, and I couldn't help but think that they should put, much like the play clock in the end zone, they should have a screen in the end zone where when a flag's thrown, it pops up on the screen like flag. So when guys are running into the end zone after a kick return or something like that, they're celebrating. They know not to celebrate. I just feel terrible for guys when they go off in the end zone. And it's
I actually enjoy when they're celebrating, and especially when you're on the other side of it, and you're like, "Get back, scumbag!" It's a flag. It's a good idea for like the actual players, but I love when they celebrate.
I like celebrating. I get mad. I hate how college is so strict on it. Because football, I mean, it's the most intense sport. I mean, these guys are like modern gladiators, and you're telling them not to be fired up when they make big. I mean, come on, man. You know how intense how intense, like everything they put into it? I don't know. I always have a problem, like when you put that much on, or your soul on the line, and you're not supposed to be happy when you do well.
See, there's nothing worse than when there's a flag on the field, but it doesn't pop up on the TV till way late.
Oh, it's the worst.
Like, there's nothing worse than you think you returned a kickoff or something, and then. Like you're celebrating yourself, and then the flag comes up when they're already in the end zone, even though the flag got thrown at the opposite 20. Ugh.
All right, let's go to Tony on the West Loop talking college football. What's up, Tony?
Tony,
what's going on, guys? How are we? You know what? The Pick Central Army is strong, and no one really talks about that. But I'm glad to be a part of it. Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know exactly why Rico has to put me on the short leash, but that's for another time. My two-part call today is, I think, Mincy, you mentioned it earlier. Part of like the maxim that I have when I gamble is like, all right, if I bet this, am I okay losing it? And it's like, how many times are you going to get Saban and a good Bama team plus points? Like, I think, Ev, you said it. You'd bet it again. I'd bet it again too. I'm okay losing it, but how many times are you going to get points in a big time game with Saban? So, we'll all remember the loss. But in any event, my second question is this. You're a mid-major, let's say you're like an Arkansas or like an Oregon State. Would you rather go out and get Neil Brown or Scott Satterfield? And I know it's sort of a weird question, but this is a long-standing debate with my friends. So, last thing, question for that. And then Indiana State. I'm hearing some things with Northern Iowa. Take a look at Indiana State. But boys, be well. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Thank you, Tony. God bless.
I mean, just put it. Indiana State. I don't even care. He didn't even say anything. He didn't even say anything about it.
I want to say they're catch 8.5. I could be wrong on that.
That just seems like I have to bet it.
I know I looked at it this morning when I was scoping the lines.
You feel like you just got to get it. Y'all want to go ahead and get to our pick?
No, Tony's a sharp gambler. Tony's not a dummy. He knows what he's talking about.
All right, let's go ahead and get to our picks. Last night I had a pretty good little night there with Georgia in the first half under and under. Marty, you were on the under too last night. I know you had Bama, but you did hit that part of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's take a look at the standings. Smitty's still leading at plus 15.67 because he's been on fire with his parlays. A pretty big fall after that. Ev slightly.
You know what I just realized? He can't take part in any Barstool content. He's just going to be stuck at 8 and 31.
It might be for the better, honestly.
8 and 31.
I feel like I know that. I feel Rico's pain on that, and that whenever I'm gone and seen the bad, it's a hopeless.
Yeah, like I'm down 9 units, but my record that just happens,
Honestly, Marty, you hadn't been down like that
in
a while.
For a while.
Even when you had one, you've been like plus 5.
Today's a big comeback. Today's a big comeback day. Feel good.
I'm only having a pretty good month because that Bengals 10-1 hit. I would actually be losing if not for that plus 10 units. Let me be transparent. All right, Marty, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, I'll go. So I got Auburn plus 3, USC minus 6. I have Texas Tech plus 12. I have that Kentucky minus 8.5. Kansas minus 13 I'm starting to love it. Miami plus 6.5 is a loser. That one
That's when I look the other side.
That one I have to take it because of especially it's such a letdown game. That's a sucker bet kind of. Texas minus 6.5 and Providence plus 4.5. I put Auburn twice on accident. TJ.
Are you adding West Virginia?
Yes, adding West Virginia. I love that play. Big basketball night.
Huge. You got 8 games on your board.
Yeah.
What about you, Al?
Yeah, I'm going to add up some more, but like I said, I like West Virginia. I'm on West Virginia minus 3, 5 o'clock game. I keep fading them. It's worked sometimes. It has sometimes. I like the spot. I'm on Stanford plus 6. And I already talked about this one. I love Vanderbilt plus 8.5 at home. Love them at home. I think they're capable of winning this game outright. Regardless, 8.5. Love it. Probably add more. Look at me on Twitter. I'll tweet out the full card. Probably add a few more plays later on.
Awesome. I took Bama on the bounce back. It just said the way it sets up made me like them. I went Kansas by 12.5 over Iowa State just because the line looked ratty. And then I took under 134.5 in Ole Miss, Texas A&M. Ole Miss offense went off against Mississippi State the other night, but that's definitely not happened any other time. It felt fluky. And A&M plays a defensive style. I think that game could be in the 50s, like low 60s. So I like the under there.
A&M was a team I was looking at betting on today, too. They're like 4.5.
Yeah, Ole Miss had their best game of the year. Scored 50 points first half against Mississippi State the other night. And I'm going to jump in on the West Virginia by 3 train as well. I'm trying to, strategy-wise, I'm trying to keep the 3 or 4 games in basketball, keep the volume down and not bury myself with what I don't feel like I'm as strong as, just being – utterly transparent. Smitty continues to lead the month. Hopefully, we'll see him back here soon.
Crazy college football's over.
Yeah, it's done.
I was going to get to the odds for next year. Bama's plus 150. Ohio State's plus 250 to win it all next year.
See, I saw one that was plus like 325 for Bama.
Okay, well,
is it that low, 150?
Well, yeah, you got to think Bryce Young and Will Anderson are back.
Well, no, of course, but 150.
150.
God damn.
Yeah.
They were like 125 in the championship game last night.
Yeah, that's just wild. I can't take anybody. When Georgia was 5-1, and then it was a pretty big drop. It was like Clemson, A&M, something like that. Dabo's not really taking transfers, and I feel like that's going to burn him. He needs to get over that. This college football free agency is a game changer, and he doesn't believe in it. and he's got guys transferring out. He's replacing them with freshmen. I feel like he might. That could really hurt Clemson going forward.
The big programs, I think you got to be like selective with it. Like Ohio State, I've noticed like they've done like a decent job. Like they've gotten some contributors. Like a couple years ago, I know we saw like Jonah Jackson, who was like a guard from Rutgers, who ended up being really well. He's in the NFL now, starting for the Lions. Like we just took Oklahoma State's like starting safety. Obviously, we just got their defensive coordinator to come over and be our defensive coordinator. I mean, a team like Clemson. See, Clemson, I guess this year I can understand it because I think they're bringing back a lot of talent. Like I don't think they have like a ton of. There's kind of a down year for them in terms of like NFL talent, and we saw that on the field a little bit. But got to adapt.
Terrence is trending.
Yeah, things are so. It's a 1 month suspension.
Yeah.
Hard, yeah.
1 month suspension. Get better, Rico.
Is it with or without pay? Did that get mentioned?
That's not mentioned yet. Hopefully it's paid.
It's paid.
I'd imagine he's getting paid.
Yeah, that was a wild scene. Well, I guess don't throw any high noons.
Yeah. No throwing objects around.
Him and Big T, like, I mean, something's gonna have to happen here.
Yeah, apologize.
You gotta apologize. Yeah, that was part of the amendum.
Good show, boys. That was a good show.
Appreciate Za and TJ. Always, y'all do. Our crew is amazing. Tomorrow, B-Walk will be back. We got a big lunch with Stu Feiner. What could be better?
I'm excited for lunch with Uncle Stu.
Yeah, this has been. I've been hearing about this one for a year. Stay tuned. The Yak is up next.
Follow me on TikTok to Midget Zimbo.